Creamer Media's Mining Weekly is interviewing Francisco Baudrand, the CEO of Enaex Africa, a company that distributes a wide variety of products that are used in blasting for open cast and underground mining operations, quarries, and civil construction. A lot of foreign investors here find it quite a struggle to get into our empowerment framework. Yet, you have opted to go beyond compliance. Can you tell us about that?
Enaex is a Chilean company, so definitely we're a foreign investment here. In South Africa, Enaex Africa is the most relevant Chilean investment in South Africa. Again, I think that's relevant to say. So I've been here for more than 5 years, as I was in charge of the joint venture with Sasol, which ended in Enaex Africa. And we knew as foreigners that we needed to have an understanding of the culture of the country and the history. And personally, I took it with a lot of passion to try to understand all the views. And because of the same, I knew and I understood that the BBBE was not only about having a partner, a BA level 4, and being compliant for the mining industry. I knew that it has an impact for our people and also for our customers, because we have just become a level 1. And that's maybe only 7% of the mining industry can say they are level 1. But when you are level 1, you also are sending another message to your customers. You are giving them a value, because they have to procure to a level 1, so they also get more points. So when we started in our strategic plan, we said BBBE is strategic and it's in the customer pillar, but it's also in our people's pillar, because of course our people also feel proud about this achievement.
You describe this as a strategic enabler, and you've referred to it a little there, but can you give us a little bit more explanation on why you call this a strategic enabler?
In the reality of the country, again, I think that if you see other players, most of them are local players. Part of the differentiation, one is that we are the 3rd largest explosive company in the world, globally. So you bring a global company, you put it here, and then we do what we call, we are a local company. Global, but we act locally. So in that local approach is when I say, well, Enaex Africa, with my view, we said, this is not just a compliance, this is very strategic. This is to go beyond. Why? Because your customers will be happy and you will be able to attract more people. So to get to a level 1, because we started with a level 4, of course, we were 2 years a level 2, now we're a level 1. We have grown in all the pillars. Ownership, we have it since the beginning, but the pillars that has grown more is definitely skills development and also management control. And management control, I want to say this is a very relevant pillar, because if you want to get points very quickly, you just touch the management control. You just put not the right people in the right position. But what we have done, we have developed our people. We have promoted to new responsibilities. We have upskilled also the people. So when you see the management control pillar, it has grown in the last 4 years, yes, but has been growing with fairness, with the people that deserve it. So that's why I said so strategic, because we take some time to get to the level 1, but I believe we have the right people. And that also includes having the best representation of the demography of the country in your strategic positions within the company.
And give us more on how you upskill and the people that you've upskilled and the young professionals that you promote.
So on a more technical side, we have identified gaps that exist across all workers, especially the people that are on the ground, because we also want to be known as the most technical company in the country and in the continent. We want to be operationally impeccable, and for that you need to upskill the people that are doing the job in the ground. They are pumping, they are blasting, but also we have a lot of professionals in which we focus since the beginning in understanding who were the people that has more potential and has possibility of growth. Because nowadays, any professional that is below, I would say 40 years old, they will have received very good education. So you have very good people that now you want to look after them and see how they can be in a better position that is going to contribute more to the company. So we created this young professional program, was at the beginning, and we still have it, in which, as I said, young people with high potential, high performance, they are exposed to the CEO, to the company in other levels, and then most of them have been promoted to higher roles. So we have today senior managers, we have one director that's also being part of a growth strategy. So I'm very proud of the fact that we have been doing this consistency. I think it's important to say a company has to be very consistent. The leadership has to be very consistent. So there has been consistency in Enaex Africa. And the other thing is, I said before, fairness. Have the best people in the best role. We have very good people that we inherited from Sasso that are still working with us. Very good people. The good people will grow at Enaex.
And to what extent has your female representation been grown within the company?
The mining industry is a very male-dominated industry, and that's something that we are not going to change from one day to another. But we are also looking after females. And I can say that today we have more or less a 22% of females in our headcount, compared to a 17% in the mining industry. So we are ahead. I always said when the mining industry is in 25, we want to be on 30. We want to take the lead on gender equality. And in that sense, what we also do is attract new talents and make the good females that are working with us feel sure that they will have a development, they will have an opportunities within the company. So we have good professionals, but also Enaex Africa has become an interesting company where you can attract talent. So there are people from other players, and a lot of those are females that has come into the company in the last maybe 2 years, and that has helped us to increase that percentage that today is on a 22%, but still has to grow.
And how have you been helped by this organization called YES? It's youth employment services to develop future-ready skills?
Well, it's interesting because when I arrived to South Africa, one of the things I did was a course on BBBE, which is very curious because I knew I was going to be the CEO of this new joint venture with more than 1,000 people. Anyway, I started doing a course on BBBE, and appeared to me very interesting, this program of the YES program, which if you do it right, it helps you to get more levels in terms of your scorecard. So every person previously disadvantaged, less than 35 years old, they can be professionals or not, we needed to employ every year a certain amount that is a proportion of your headcount, and you need to absorb a percentage. And we have absorbed more than the minimum percentage, because what we have found is that when you put, again, good people that don't have opportunities in that moment, and they perform very well, well, that vacancy, that was a vacancy, it becomes to be their job. So I think has been a fantastic idea and initiative. It has worked very well with us, and I'm very happy that there's a lot of good talents inside the company that started from the YES program that we first started in 2020, and we have the last intake last March 2024.
And finally, Francisco, what's the big takeaway?
We want to dream big. If you dream small, you're gonna get even smaller of what you're dreaming. If you dream big, you're going to get big results. So as Enaex Africa, we want to dream big. We want to be the best. We want to take our values, what includes life, as a priority, because in this industry, if you don't think about safety, then you cannot be there, and we are doing well. You want to be consistent. You want to be fair. And when you do all the things right, and you challenge the people, but you treat them well, they feel that they are in the right train. I always say, you want to be in the right train, the train that's growing, the train that has opportunities. And the big takeaway for me is that there's more people trying to get into this train, and that train is growing. And of course, I look after the financial. I'm a financial person on my background. You know, I was in merchant acquisition for so many years. But I'm also a people-oriented person. And in Enaex, we want leaders to be close to people. So when you combine those things and you challenge people, but they like to be challenged, then the outcome is more jobs, more profits, and people happy. Within the company, I'm very proud that our internal climate surveys are very high. That means our people believes in the project, believes in the leadership that is in all the team, and also there's a great engagement. Over 85% of our people are engaged with Enaex Africa. I think that number in the African context is a very, very big number.
That was Creamer Media's Mining Weekly, speaking to Francisco Baudrand, the CEO of Enaex Africa, a company that is part of a South American group that has more than 100 years of experience in the explosives market.